Hello everyone, welcome back to Yoga Magnificat with Mithia. It's a beautiful day. Welcome to my basement. We're going to do a beginner's yoga Hatha class together. I'm just going to encourage you to do what you can, do any modifications if you feel like you need them. You might need a little bolster or a rolled up blanket, which I have here. If you're sitting cross-legged and finding yourself kind of hiking up in the knees and rolling back, might be a good idea to slide this underneath your seat and sit up a little higher, and then you might find a little bit more comfort. So for the next few moments, we're going to start an easy pose or whichever seated pose works best for you. Maybe flip your palms up, roll those shoulders up and down, and feel free to close your eyes or stare softly at the floor. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Allowing yourself to feel more attuned to your body and your breathing, perhaps for the first time today. Allow any thoughts that don't help you to relax just to slide away, fade into the background, and enjoy this sense of quiet and stillness that you're inviting into your body. From here, I invite you to open the eyes. We're going to start with some side bends, placing the right hand down onto the side, lifting the left hand up and over to the right. Maybe gaze up at that left arm. Exhale, come all the way back, plant that left hand, raise the right hand over to the left. Inhale, looking up at the sky, and exhale, return. Let's do that a few more times. Take the left hand up and over, look up at the sky, exhale, release over to the other side, big breath in, big breath out. One more time on each side. Feels so good to open the side of the body, especially if we're used to sitting forward hunching. Let's do one more side. Right hand to the left, and slowly return. From here, we're going to place the hands behind us, so fingertips pointing towards the body. Press into your hands, lengthen through your arms. As you push down, open up your chest and look up. Nice and easy. If you want a little bit more, think about pushing into your hands and lifting your hips off just a little bit, and then continue opening the front line of your body. Slowly release, walk yourself back up. We'll come to a seated twist. Lifting the arms up, nice and long, turn to the right and send the hands down to your right side. Left hand on your knee, right hand just behind you. Take a deep breath in, sit tall. Exhale, turn to the side. Inhale, come back through center, lifting the arms. Exhale to the left, send the arms down to the side. Right hand on your knee, left hand right behind you. Inhale, turn to the left. And exhale, relax the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, come back through center, lift those arms up. Exhale, dive them forward. Land those fingertips, sit your hips back, and then crawl the hands just a little bit closer so that your head comes towards the floor. Get nice and long, and exhale, soften it down. Another inhale. Last exhale. Pick up your palms so your fingertips are plugging into the floor and walk them over to the right side. Only go as far as your body feels. You can keep your left hip down on the ground. And then sit your hands down, let your head relax. Take a deep breath through your side body. Feel that left side inflate. Exhale, soften down. And then begin to pick up your hands, walk them through center, and then walk them over to the left. Stretch nice and long, keep your right hip down, and then settle towards the earth. Breathing in through the right side, and exhaling slowly. Come back through center. Walk the hands back towards you. We're going to release the feet. And then from here, I'm going to move my blanket because I don't need it. I'm going to place my feet out in front with the knees bent. And then from here, walk myself onto my palms and then keep the feet nice and wide as I sway the knees from side to side. So I'm just inviting a little bit of movement into my hips, into the hip socket, around the glutes, around the back. So just take a few moments here to warm these parts of the body up. Great. And then from here, we're going to extend the legs long. Now I'm going to demonstrate this from the side so you can see me. We're going to work on building some strength and heat into the hip flexors. So you're going to feel it through the tops of your thighs, through the hip crease. And we're going to sit up nice and tall. Press the hands down onto the floor, flex your toes, and keep your legs as straight as you can. Now we're just going to pick up the left foot without swinging the body back. This is really, really hard. Notice how my left heel is not getting off the floor very high. Exhale, drop that left heel. Whew. Inhale, lift your right leg. Engage your core and try to keep yourself from swinging the body back. So notice that as I'm lifting my foot up, I'm not swinging my body back to the wall behind me. Let's do that again on the left side. Left side lifts, inhale. Activate through the top of that thigh. Exhale, hold it here. Inhale. And exhale, shaking legs, normal. Bringing that left foot down. Left side, last time. Inhale, the right leg lifts. Exhale, keep it here. Inhale again. Exhale, put her down. Oh, and shake out those legs. You might have noticed that one side is stronger than the other. I totally noticed that my right leg was stronger. It all depends on how your body is, what you've been doing, what it's used to. So just take note of these imbalances and maybe come back to them during your practice just to strengthen up those weaker sides. All right, so from here, we're going to roll forward onto our hands and knees. So if you have a nice little blanket, if your knees are sensitive, you can roll them underneath to protect your kneecaps. We're going to come into tabletop position. We're going to scoot ourselves into all fours. So notice that my hands are beneath my shoulders and my knees are beneath my hips, nice and squared. Now draw your belly button up towards the spine. Don't let it drop down and let your tailbone stick up. So you're going to turn your tailbone down and draw your belly up towards your spine, nice and strong. We're going to come into spinal balance. So let's take first the left leg back, kick it long, and then look forward past your hands to the floor, maybe a spot at the top of your mat. Now you could stay here, or you can continue with challenging yourself. You'll take your right hand, crawl it forward, and decide if you want to lift it up. If you don't, no problem. If you'd like to, lift the right hand forward. Engage that core, looking forward, stretching forward and back. A couple of breaths here. And gently set them down. Bring that left knee down. We'll do the other side. So we start by kicking the right foot back, flex the toes, heel is kicking back. Engage your core and look at the top of your mat. And then begin to walk your left hand forward. You could stay here just testing your balance, or you can invite that left hand up. Reach forward, kick back. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Complete again another cycle of breath. And last time, inhale. Exhale. Slowly lower that hand down. Open up your knees, bring your big toes to touch, come into child's pose. Sink those hips back, walk the hands forward and let your head come down either to the floor, block, or fists. Let your upper body sink down into the floor. Let your hips relax towards your heels. Take some deep breaths into your belly. As you inhale, softly exhale. Slowly begin to walk your way back up. Bring your knees about hip distance apart and plug your toes underneath. Sink your hips back. Get yourself into a nice stretch for your Achilles tendon here in your heels. Also the sole of your foot. The more you push your hands back, the more you're going to feel that stretch into your the bottoms of your feet. And if you'd like a little more, push into your hands, rock your knees off the ground, and hang out here for a moment. So it's kind of like garland pose or malasana, but this time the knees are parallel, a little closer together, and you're just allowing a bit more stretch to happen right here into some of these stiff, achy, common areas that are prone to injury. All right, so from here, we're going to place the knees back down. Bring your knees close together to touch, and then come up nice and high. From here, I want you to engage your thighs and your glutes. We're going to come into a gentle back bend. So for this variation, I want you to think about supporting yourself with the strength of your legs. So begin by placing the heel of your palm onto top of your sacrum. It's kind of the flat bony portion right above your tailbone. So you go ahead and find sort of those that bony plate or that sort of crest that comes up called the iliac crest. You can press into those too. Now you're going to use your hands to push your hips slightly forward. Now squeeze your legs, squeeze your glutes, and begin to allow yourself to tip back. And when you find a little time to move down, like say you've moved back enough that, I could keep going, walk your hands to the back of your thighs, your hamstrings, and then continue opening through the front of your body. Breathing in, breathing out. Those of you who are extra open can try reaching for those heels. If you can reach your heels, you can go ahead and put your fingertips on them and continue opening through your chest. Push your hips forward. Breathing in, breathing out. Whichever way you've decided to come into this pose, we're going to begin by lifting the chin towards the chest, walking the hands up through the back of the body, and gently coming back up. Let's take an open twist to come out of this back bend. So the arms come forward. Open your right hand to the back. Turn your chest to face the right side. Exhale, bring it forward. Inhale, left hand sweeps by, kind of like you're shooting an arrow. And then from here, come back to center. Now we're going to walk all the way to the front of the mat. To a standing position, slowly make your way up. Mountain pose. So bring the arms all the way up, sweep them up and out to the top. Draw the hands down. We're going to start with some standing positions. So bring your feet close together. We'll start with chair pose. Chair pose requires that we drift those hips back. Bend your knees. Keep the weight into your heels and let your toes be light. Your core is drawn in, and again, that tailbone scoops under. Try not to, again, bring your belly down and your butt up. So you don't want this position, you want everything to go this way, okay? Inhale, lift the arms to frame your face. Look forward, not down. Brave and fierce. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, sink down a little bit lower. Bring the hands to your heart. We're going to step the left foot back into a lunge. So this is a little bit tricky for some people. If you find that this transition is hard, put a chair in front of you where you can put your hands and you can hold on. Really great way to practice your balance. Okay, otherwise, come back to your lunge. Your right knee is bent, left toes on the floor with the heel up. Core is drawn in, everything squeezing in tight. Look forward, roll those shoulders back. Inhale, lift those hands up high. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Bring the hands to the heart. Turn your back toes out. Face the left side of your mat. And then open the arms long. So make sure that your right knee is tracking on top of that ankle and not further. So that's nice and squared up. Your back leg is straight and pushing to the edge of the left foot. Make sure your toes are turned more inward rather than out. You want to make sure they're really pointing at an angle towards the front of your mat. And then from here, a warrior two, turn the head and look forward. So you should be looking past your right fingertips. Let's begin to flow a little bit here. Coming into reverse warrior. Flip the front palm, your right hand. You're going to send it up to the sky. Send your left hand down your back thigh. Take a deep breath in into your reverse warrior. Try not to take the bend out of your right leg. Exhale. Come back to your warrior. Send your right hand down onto your right thigh. Send your left hand up and over your top ear. Now rotate, open the chest so that your left shoulder moves back and your chest opens to the left side of your mat. Take a deep breath in, maybe look up at that sky, pressing strong through that edge of the foot. Come back, warrior pose. Let's do that again. Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. It comes up and back. Again, notice how my front knee does not move. Exhale, send that arm forward, elbow to that thigh like a shelf. Inhale, bring that arm over the head, spiral your body looking up. Hopefully we've got that now. Let's take ourselves back to a warrior. Straighten your front leg so both legs are sucking up the mat really strong. Reach forward, bump your hips back, and then send your right hand down to your inner thigh or shin and send your left hand up overhead. And continue testing where you can go. See, I'm sliding my hand down just to see if I can continue going down towards the floor. I can actually touch the mat. Now, if you cannot touch the mat and you'd like to stay up here, you can. You can also place your hand on your shin. Try not to take your left arm in front of your face, trying to reach forward. You're trying to keep your upper body turned to the long edge of your mat. To get out of here, bend your front knee, power up to your warrior pose. Hands come to your heart, straighten your front leg, and then turn your back toes out so you're coming into a wide angle stance. Now turning your toes as far as they can, you're going to bend your knees. Come into our horse pose. Try to squeeze the mat towards each other, well itself, those heels towards each other, I should say. And then sit back down, staying fairly tall. Now, if you're looking at me from the side, I'm not pitching forward and sticking my bottom out. I'm trying to sit up nice and tall like an elevator going down. Great. Take another big breath in. Big breath out, sitting down a little lower. I know it's challenging. Come back up. Turn your toes forward and bring them in and your heels slightly out. So you're just slightly pigeon-toeing your feet together. From here, pressing your legs straight and feeling that tension between your feet, you're going to slide your hands down your legs. Control your descent down, coming into wide angle fold. You can hold on to your ankles and allow yourself to come down further, or you can place your hands on the floor and let your upper body weight just drag down. Take a deep breath and an exhale. This should feel really, really good after a long day of sitting or just feeling kind of cramped up indoors and needing a little bit of change of perspective. Inhale, come halfway up. Slowly walk your way up onto your thighs. You can bend your knees if you like. Come on all the way. We're going to heel toe the back foot in so that we can safely come back to mountain pose at the top of the mat. Feet hip distance apart. And we'll start over again. So let's bring those feet together for chair pose. Sink your hips back, bend your knees. Bring the arms to frame the face. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Sit down a little bit lower. Core is strong. Weight is in those heels. Look at my toes. They're lifting up. Set them back down. Hands come to the heart. Tip forward just a little bit. Release your right leg back into a lunge position. So your toes land, and then as you come up, very slowly, push into your back toes, straighten your back leg. Inhale to lift those arms up. So as you notice in your lunge, that left knee is nicely bent at a right angle. Your back toes are on the floor, but your heel is up. Your core is drawn in, your tailbone is sliding underneath, and you're looking forward. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, finding strength in that lunge, feeling the ground beneath your feet. That foundation helps you to rise up to those fingertips. Now let's take those hands down to the hips. Turn your back toes off to the side. Turn your entire chest and shoulders to the long edge of your mat on that right side. Now I'm going to be facing my back to you, so you're just going to have to listen. As you come into your warrior pose, open the arms to the front and back of your mat. Turn your head to face the left fingertips. Make sure your knees are tracking to the pinky sides of your toes. And then we'll take reverse warrior. Left hand opens, send it to the sky, tip back. Feel that strength for the first moment here, and maybe look up at the sky. Come back to your warrior pose and send your left elbow onto the left thigh. Right hand comes up and over past your ear, and then look up, spiral your right shoulder back, chest to the right. Keep your right leg plugged, foot really strong into the floor. Come back to your warrior pose. Let's do that again. Flip your left hand, come up for your reverse warrior. Exhale, come through into your side angle, elbow to thigh, right arm swings up and over. Again, rotate that right shoulder back. And then slowly come back up, warrior pose. Straighten your front leg, staying here to triangle pose. Reach forward, legs are super straight here. Send your left hand down. Maybe try staying high first, just hand on the thigh, not on the knee. Right hand comes up and over. And then just think about leaning back as if you're leaning on an invisible wall. If you feel like you can manage a little bit more depth, slide your left hand down the inside of your leg. Lower down accordingly, but don't let yourself flip your body down to the floor. Keep your legs really straight, really strong. Take a few breaths. Slowly come all the way back up, bending your left knee. Bring the hands to heart center, and then straighten up your legs. Turn your toes out and away. Now I'm going to flip around so I can see everybody, or at least see the camera. Same thing on this side. So we're going to come into our horse pose. Bend your knees outwards, sink down like an elevator, going to the basement. And then from here, we're going to stay. This time with arms a little bit different. Bring them out to cactus. Try to keep your ribs from popping out. Draw everything in, but nice and firm, core included. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Another inhale. Last exhale. Press all the way back up. Turn your toes a little further in and your heels out. We're coming into wide angle fold. A little variation here. You can omit this part if you find that it's a little too hard to hold on to the back, your hands behind you. So that's what we're going to do, is clasp the hands into a fist, roll the shoulder heads back, and press the fists down. From here, we're going to take that forward bend. If you want to have your hands on your thighs instead, please go ahead. All right, so we're going to descend, bring the head down, and then those fists are going to try to bring themselves up and over the head as much as they can. Doesn't matter how far they'll go, that's just the direction they're going. Another deep breath in, deep breath out. Slowly release those hands on your back. Bring them down to the floor, fingertips on the ground. From here, let yourself begin to just shimmy from side to side. Kind of like a little pendulum, maybe a little figure 8. And then come back to center. Lift up onto your fingertips in a halfway lift. Walk your hands up onto your thighs. You can bend your knees if you like to. Come all the way up. All right, we're going to heel toe the back foot in. Come back to our mountain pose. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hands all the way down, coming into forward fold. Bring the hands either to a block, maybe to the floor, or even cup the backs of your ankles. Pull yourself in. Knees can be soft. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Another inhale. And another exhale. Hands come onto the shins or the tops of your thighs. Straighten those legs, straighten the crown of your head like a number 7. Exhale, bend your knees. Walk it back 1 foot at a time. Come into a modified plank. So I'm on my knees. My body's a little bit in a diagonal position. Elbows bend back. Land your belly first. Untuck your toes. Inhale, come up for a baby cobra. So don't press into your hands very much. Slide your shoulders away from your ears and squeeze, feeling the tops of your toes down. Thighs are engaged, glutes are engaged, firing up your back muscles. If you'd like, you can try lifting your hands off the ground. Slowly release. From here, let's take the hands back with the palms facing down. We're going to try lifting everything this time into locust pose or shalabhasana. As we inhale, begin to lift the shoulders, the chest, point your fingers towards your heels, and then lift up your legs straight back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, squeezing those glutes, squeezing those legs, warming up the entire backside of the body. Slowly release. Bring your hands underneath your face. Turn your cheek down and wiggle your heels from side to side. From here, bend your knees. Heels are up. We're going to take some sways from side to side. We'll put those feet down, bring the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to press our way back into a child's pose. So just as you come back, walk your hips towards your heels, bring your head down, and maybe create a diamond shape with your elbows so that you're not reaching forward and really putting strain on your neck. Drop your head down to the floor or block. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Feel that connection of the earth beneath your body. Feel how solid and firm it is. Allow yourself to melt down, feeling that trust between you and the ground. And all you need to do here is breathe. Let's pick up those fingertips. We'll walk them over to the right side. Keep your left hip down if you can, and then set the palms to the floor. Let your head come down. Breathe in deeply and exhale. Inhale, come up through center, over to the left side. Plug your hands down, let your body come to the floor. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's come back through center, make our way up to a tabletop position. Some of my most favorite stretches is through cat-cow and then thread the needle. So first we begin with cow position. Drop the belly, lift the tailbone, look forward. Exhale, look down at your knees. Push into your hands, arc the back. Inhale, come forward again, dropping the belly, arching up through the tailbone and the crown of your head. Exhale, turn it down, looking down at your knees, press up and into your hands, and then come to regular tabletop position, a flat back. So this next one is called thread the needle, which some people find a little bit challenging. So if that's the case for you, part of it is landing the head on something because the floor may be too far for you to put the head down on its side. So if that's you or you're not really sure, feel free to press pause on the video and get yourself a pillow and put it underneath your head. So in tabletop position, we start with the left hand raised up. Take that left hand underneath the right arm, turn to the right. You're going to set the side of your head down, just the top tip of your head, not your ear, and gently rest a little weight into that left shoulder, feeling that stretch work its way across the upper back. Make sure you're pushing into the hand that's in front of your face, your right hand. And then feel a little bit more depth as you push into that hand and roll the shoulder back. Slowly push into your right hand, come up into your tabletop position, and we'll do the other side. Right arm lifts up, exhale, right arm comes underneath, land your shoulder and the side of your head. So notice it's not my ear, it's the top corner of my head that's coming down. Use your left hand to support you and push your body open towards the back. Take a deep breath. Deep breath out. This is a really great pose, especially if you have some upper back issues from hunching over a laptop per se, or the space between your shoulder blades just feels really tight. It's a hard place to stretch. And this is a really nice way to do it. Let's press into that hand, unwind. We're going to come and have a seat. We're going to take the feet out in front, bring the right foot in. Now you could keep it here next to you, or you could cross it over. It depends on how much space you have, how comfortable you are in this position. So either way, this is fine and this is fine. It's the same thing. So let's take the left arm up, cross it over to hug that right knee in. Take your right hand behind you and face the right side. Take a deep breath in as you lift up through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, keep those shoulders low. And really enjoy this twist. Maybe look back to the wall behind you. And continue taking these long, deep breaths through the side body, the rib cage. And then slowly unwind. Bring the right foot forward, left foot in. So you could have it here, or you could cross that leg. Make sure that it's nice and firm. Right arm lifts, cross it over, hug that leg in, and turn to put that left hand down. Make sure you're not reaching too far back, that you're leaning back, but you want to keep your spine long and upright, 90 degrees from the floor. Take another big inhale. Exhale, soften those shoulders. Continue breathing and feeling how your body responds to every pose with every deepening of your breath. Slowly unwind, come back through center. We're going to come into butterfly pose with the feet out in front, knees out. Take a deep breath in, sitting tall. Exhale, hold on, and bring your body forward. Try to keep your spine long first. If you need to, you can cup your feet or you can use a block under your hands. Again, they get nice and long. Push down into your sit bones. Press up through the crown of your head, and then slowly lower down. Now you can round and make it really relaxed, really nice. Drop your head. Create some length, softness in your back. And then make sure you're really filling up with your breath, that you feel that breath expanding into your spine, all those muscles lining your back, those inner thighs. Drop your head. Let your neck take a break. Slowly make your way back up. Close your knees in. And we're going to take some positions on our back. So we're going to start lying down with the knees on the floor. And then from here, bring your right knee into your chest. Give it a squeeze. Now notice my left knee is bent on the floor. This is your first option, but if you want a little bit more, you might want to consider straightening this leg until the heel lands on the ground, and then continue pressing that knee into the belly. Let the top of this left thigh relax. Sometimes it kind of hikes up. See if you can let it just drop. We're going to take this to another position called winged dragon or reclined dragon. So relax the grip on your knee. Let it come back into a bit more of a 90-degree angle from your hip and your knee, and then bring it off to the side. Maybe keep a left hand on your left thigh to remind it not to roll or lift up off the ground. There's no need for this right knee to touch the floor. If you can, that's probably because you might have been a dancer as a child or you're uber flexible. So don't sweat it if you're not touching that leg to the ground. I certainly am not. Good. Slowly bring that leg back up. Put the foot down. This time slide that left knee in. You're going to hug that left leg in. Now again, you could stay here or you can extend your right leg long. Coming into knee to chest pose. Try to relax that right hip. And then slowly relax the grip on your shin. Let that knee come forward a little bit and then take that leg off to the left side as well. Keep your right hand on the top of your right thigh. Let everything from the inner thighs relax. Slowly bring those knees back in together. Curl up into a ball, into Apanasana. And you can bring your head towards your knees or you can just stay still with your back on the floor. You can rock from side to side. Maybe massage your low back into the earth. And then from here, come to stillness. Drop the feet slowly. You can stay in constructive rest pose, which is knees up, or you can come to Shavasana with your feet extended and toes splayed out. From here, I'll invite you to close your eyes. Feel the entire earth meeting up to support your body. Breathe in deep. Exhale ever so slowly. Feel the warmth in your body. Feel the beating of your heart and how good it has felt to move and stretch. Challenge yourself a little bit. Tell yourself that you did a good job. You did what you could. You showed up on your mat. Allow yourself to be okay with what you were able to do and to celebrate it. As always, hit pause if you want to stay here longer. Otherwise, I'll invite you to wiggle your hands and feet. And then maybe reach the arms overhead. Give yourself a full body stretch. Breathing in, exhaling for a complete empty. And when you're ready, you can roll up safely to a seat, or you can come onto your side and press your way back up. Land together in a seated position of your choice. Bring the arms up overhead. Bring them down, back down to the chest. Feel the warmth between the hands, that stillness in the mind, body, and heart. May you have this with you today. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Tune in again next time for a variety of different classes. Hopefully there's something that will suit your needs and skill level. Feel free to comment below, subscribe if you want to get notifications for new content. I will be uploading new stuff periodically, whatever my schedule with the kids allow. But I'm very grateful that you were able to tune in today, and I hope you enjoyed this practice. Namaste.